Hi guys, so I have another video. I want to talk to you today about when to feel and when to pour. So this is something that I have gone through a lot in my life. I don't really have a lot of spiritual scripture or context for it, but I kind of just want to talk to you about when to feel and when to feel and when to pour. So for me, I don't even know. So the way I want to set this up is there are a lot of times where I have been in situations or joined an organization or been a part of a club or something. And whenever I am prompted to sign up for something, which I know is spirit led, I'm always like, okay, God, I see that they're gonna have this, this, and this, but what am I gonna get out of this? Like, what is in this for me? I don't know about y'all, but my biggest pet peeve in life is my time being wasted. I hate wasting time. And I don't know why this has always been a big stickler for me, but especially when it comes to I'm gonna be so honest, like volunteering for stuff and picnics and potlucks and being on committees and things like that. The first thing I think about is, Lord, how much time it's gonna take? Because especially, oh my God, y'all, I'm gonna be so honest. When I started working for myself, since I've been a self-employed small business owner, that time factor is like on 3,000 because I don't have to be anywhere. I have so much time and it's just like a gift and a curse. So with all the time I have, I hate my time being wasted. And I look at every minute like, how long am I gonna be here? Because I got stuff to do. And even if I don't have anything to do, the fact that my time is invested in it is a very big deal for me. So I say that to say that when God has prompted me to do stuff and be a part of stuff, the first thing I think about not only is how long it's going to take, I'm just being honest, but I also think about my time. God, I don't want to waste my time. And I also think, what is in this for me? Like, what am I going to get out of this? What is me joining this committee or being a part of this? How is this going to help Shardé in the goals in the future and the track that Shardé is on, right? Because I have my list of I have my route of places where I'm supposed to be going and that I want to go. So whenever I'm signing up for someone being a part of something, I'm trying to figure out what is going to be in it for me. What am I going to get out of this? Because if there's not a lot of benefits from it, I typically honestly don't sign up for it. And that's just real talk. We're being honest. It is what it is. If it's not something that I really see fruit from, like immediate, like instant gratification from, I really don't do it. So God has been working with me on that because he called to my attention just a very simple concept that I want to share with you today. And that is every time that you sign up for something, every time that you have a conversation or you help a friend out or you do something or you give something of yourself, it's not always for you. Believe it or not. And I know this sounds crazy coming from me. There is a time that yes, there is always going to be a time in your life where you are supposed to be filled by another person, by an experience. Consider yourself to be a vessel, right? So let's say we all are pots. There are some moments, there are some encounters with people where I have truly been poured into. I mean, on my worst days, where someone has brought my spirits up, someone has helped me financially, someone has given me a ride or helped me with a problem I was having. And throughout that conversation, I was being filled. I was being filled with confidence or encouragement or just a smile or just something that I needed at that particular time in my life. So there are definitely times where with you being a vessel, that somebody's going to come by you, you're going to have an encounter with the person, maybe you'll develop a new relationship, a new friendship at the exact moment that you need to be filled because something is missing in your life. I absolutely believe that. But what God has been talking to me about, which I want to talk to you about today, is that every time you have an encounter with someone, every time God tells you to do something or go somewhere, it's not always for you to be filled. sometimes it's your responsibility to be the person that pours. So how does this relate to me? So I have been a part of a women's group, right? A small business women's group. And there have been times in there where I was definitely filled, like where I was at my lowest points, and these women came together and uplifted me. They helped me in all kinds of different ways, like strategizing for my business and all these great things. And there were some times where I felt like I was just didn't have anything to contribute, you know? And at some points too, I'll be honest, I remember thinking like, God, I don't know if this is like something I need to keep doing. Like, I feel like I'm on a different path than everybody else. Like, everybody else is making like thousands of dollars. I'm sitting here with my like $2,000 gross revenue or whatever. And these women around me are making so much more than me. What am I doing with these women? What am I doing in this circle? And I remember God telling me, today's not your day to be filled. Today's your day to pour. And when he said that to me, I was just like, oh. So the reason that I'm in this women's group is not all the time for me to get fulfilled by what they say or what they do or how they help me. Maybe the reason that I'm in this particular group is so that I can pour into these other women. And maybe I could pour confidence or a new method that I've learned or some advice I can give. And so once I remembered that perspective about being filled and when to fill and when to pour, that has helped me navigate and has really calmed down my energy of like, this better have something to do for me. Like, it better be worth it. Like, I better get something out of this, Lord, because I don't want to do it if not. Sometimes God just wants you to pour. What if it's just your season to pour into other people? Can you pour without being filled? Do you always have to receive something to give something to someone? So yeah, God had to really like shut me down on that because I was always like, what's in this for me? I hear what you're saying. It sounds really good, but what is Shardé going to get out of it? How does Shardé benefit from it? And when I tell you that God had to put me in the back seat and say, sometimes the stuff that you don't even know what you need to be filled with. People been filling you all this time. You don't even acknowledge that. So maybe it's time for you to just start pouring into people and not worried about whether or not you're going to get filled back. So I was like, oof, that was a hard one, God. I don't need to be quiet and just sit here, you know? So I say that to you today to encourage you that when you have relationships, you meet people and everything is not about to come up and I'm trying to meet this person. I can go to X, Y, and Z so I can move up and move on and do this thing. Sometimes there's a season in your life where you're just supposed to pour and pour until you don't got nothing less to pour. And pour into people even when they don't give anything to you back, or even if you don't feel like it's worth it, or even when you don't even think you have anything to pour. There would be times where I would be sitting in that exact women's group and I feel like I didn't even have nothing to contribute. And God would say, you can pour something into that. Go ahead. There have been times where I've been in like small groups and stuff and not wanting to talk and just being in the background. And God's like, yeah, you can pour into this conversation. Go and unmute yourself. You know? So don't always expect to be filled all the time. Sometimes it's just your job to pour. And if you get some out of it, great. And if you don't, well, that just might not be the season that you're in.